So, the mod that got released is the Sim Nopke's object die kit. It is a great mod, but I was very confused at first on how to use it, even though there was an instruction like in a video, but it was that I just didn't follow it. I guess I just couldn't. What did I do? So there are those three objects. Well, each of these objects, I think, no, two of these objects come in three colors. So you take it out and then it will place down the other two as well. This object is for coloring or dyeing objects. So you can take an object, you have an object, right? For example, this white chair, it seems to be working best on white objects because for obvious reasons it's easier to dye them. So you move this object, you pick one of these options, either this little paint, this medium paint, or the large one. The large one for the most immediate effects. Then you place this and it dyes your object. Now, in my experience, I had to also click the live, yeah, you have not click, but you have to hover over the live mode button. Otherwise, it doesn't really seem to work. I mean, it works, it just, I was very confused as to what I was supposed to do. If you don't like this, in my experience, it's easiest to use this object, the sampler, but there's also the bleach. So what the sampler does, it takes the dye from an object you want and you can like copy with this one. This uh, sampler will copy the color you have and then you can paint another object with this. But you before you pick any color, you can pick the paint and go to your object and it will just turn it the original color. Just way easier for me to understand than the bleach, but it is very cool either way. So uh, let I am not very great with colors, like the combinations. Of course, I know how to make purple from pink and blue, but also you can make, of course, green from yellow and blue. But besides that, I'm not that great. So can we paint this purple? It's a bit pinkish now. And I'm sure it depends on like how shiny the object is or something. Oh, okay. Now it's a bit too pink. So what you can do is you can take this object, the bleach. I'm not great at using these, but again, it works the same as the dye. So it will first put down the blue one, then the pink one, then the yellow one. So you have to use the right one to get rid of the color you want to get rid of. So I will use pink to make this chair a little less pink. So now it's working without me hovering over the live mode. Maybe it is not needed to do. I was under the impression that's what I had to do before when I was trying to test it. Now it seems like you don't really have to do it. You just let it sit there. That's a bit confusing to me still. I mean, I just started testing it today, but let's say that's good enough. I mean, it's purple. When you buy a new chair, it's white, so it clearly works. Hello, Bobo. I'm testing the new Sim Nopke's mod. It is awesome. I am still a noob to using it though. I'm not totally sure how exactly like you should use it the best, but if you don't like some color, for me, it's the easiest to take the sampler. So normally what you do with the sampler is you use this one, like the sampler, to copy the color from an object and then you move it to another object. But before you copy any color, you can just use the sampler and paint the object white, which will just bring it to its regular state. So that was easier for me than the bleach. So you pick a color and you put it on an object. It seems to me like you have to hover over the live mode. Or maybe you don't have to, maybe you just have to wait a bit. I thought you had to like hover over something. And it will change the color over time. So this is, Bobo, I will send you the link. It's a mod by Sim Nopke that was uh, sort of released today. It's still in testing, but you can message Sim Nopke and join Sim Nopke's Discord, and you will get a link to it to test it. So it's a mod where you, uh, I will explain again because maybe it was not a good explanation. But basically, wait a second, it's wrong. That's wrong. I did it wrong now. I wanted to do this to get rid of the die. Oh, I didn't click it again. Wait a second. That's easier for me. Yeah. So when you download this mod, you get 3 objects in your misc category. So where most modded objects go. There's a die object, sampler object, and bleach object. The bleach was sort of confusing to me at first, so at first I learned how to delete the die with the sampler because it was easier for me. Um, but yeah, basically you can take an object, whatever object. It's easiest in my view with white ones, but let's see. Let's see. There is a pink fridge here. So it's originally pink. It's a vanilla object, but it also works with modded objects. It actually works with CC. So you take the die object die kit die. The first one you place is blue. The second one is pink. The third one is yellow, and then it goes the same way later and later. But let's take the blue one. We put it on the fridge. You have to, before you do anything, at first it's on this padlock. So the padlock does nothing. That's the default. You pick if it's supposed to be doing the small painting, like, very little die, or the medium one, so it will be dying faster, or the largest one, so this will really quickly turn the object to this color. So let's do the smallest one. And from what I tested before, you have to, at least it seemed to me like you have to hover over the live mode button so it would work. It took me a while to realize this. I was really dumb. So you have to hover over the live mode. And as you can see, this fridge now turned cyan, the blue color from the original pink color. Hello, Simming for Life. How are you? If you don't like this color at all, what was easiest for me to get rid of these because I was really dumb when I was first testing it today with my historical code. Uh, it's easier for me to use the sampler, the object die kit sampler. Normally, what you are supposed to be doing with it is to use this one, so the sampler, to copy the color of another object and then put it on another object. But before you copy any color, this is white, so it's the default color. So what's easier for me, if I don't like the color at all, I want to revert the object to the original, I pick the paint and move it on the object, and it comes back to normal. For me, it's easier, but you can also do it with the bleach. So I didn't really like the color we got there. Can I turn it like purple? Maybe it's impossible because we didn't start as white. It's not that you have to start with white, but it's definitely easiest if the object is white. Now I'm making like very, very, very purple uh, fridge. You can also use the bleach object to get rid of just some color from this. So you, with the bleach, you get rid of either blue, only the pink, or only the yellow that you applied. So let's say I want to get rid of the pink a bit. And again, it's similar to the paint in that, there is the small one, a middle one, and the large one. So the large one will get rid of the paint really quickly. Uh, the smallest one really slowly, or like one by one. Yeah, it definitely got like bluer now. So now it's a blue fridge. And of course you need to like play with it a lot. I'm not actually sure what happens if you change the color, recolor of the fridge now. Oh, it seems like it still applies the dye, like it still keeps the dye, but originally like applies the vanilla game recolor, but also keeps the dye. Um, so the white recolors look the same as the white recolor because I was recoloring the white one, but the brown one looks pink. So it's very interesting. It looks complicated, yes, but I'm sure we will like learn to use it over time, if you know what I mean. Like we will definitely need to learn how to use it. I was very confused at first. Like I really didn't know what I was doing, even though Sim Nopke did add a very short video on how to do it. But it was, for me it was difficult. So the sampler, I just want to dye it back white. So um yeah, the only problem, well, one of the problems, it's not really a problem, it's just how it works. If you have an object like a bed, so it doesn't only have the bed frame, but also the bedding, it will color everything. So I have this uh, uh, yellow, pink bedding and yellow wood. Let's say I want to make it a bit more yellow. Is it doing anything? I think it is. So it definitely turns it more yellow. But because I guess because the wood was already yellow, you can't really see it. But if I turn the recolor, you see every recolor is like yellow or on that or a little yellow anyway. I know this recolor, right? This recolor, I know for sure that this wood is normally blue. So yeah, it definitely turned green now because I applied yellow to it. But it's really cool that it actually keeps the dye when you move to another recolor. These are all the vanilla. So normally I think in vanilla this is like white, blue. These pillows are like bluish white. These are obviously custom content, but the vanilla ones I'm sure you all know this is like grayish white. So very interesting. But I like it though. I really like it. So let's turn this bedroom like a little green and then I will play, okay? And we will see if we encounter any bugs because that's fun to to encounter bugs in this game is very funny. So as you can see it is turning like yellow. What if I want to make it a bit green? So I would take blue. Um yeah, I might have overdone it a bit. Um, is it turning? Am I in the right place? No. Does it not want to die this one, or I probably did something wrong? Of course I did something wrong. So by default it keeps going to this padlock, but the padlock does nothing. So you have to actually choose the option like the paint and then hover over the live mode button. But it is so cool. I never thought we would see the day of sort of color wheel. Not really from The Sims 3, not the same thing, but I never thought I would see this day. So there we go. We see the day today of this. Okay, but anyway, for now, actually, maybe I should also turn like some usable objects like the shower. Let's turn the shower uh, blue really quick before I proceed to the game play. So it's blue. Jesus, there are so many of these objects on the lot now. Let me delete them. But yeah, we have the blue shower now, and originally this was a pink toilet. Let's also make it like pinker than it was. Also for the toilet, I imagine the water will also turn a little pink. Yeah, I was testing um on a bathtub at first, and it was the first object I was testing, so I was extremely confused. But the water also was being dyed. But okay, we have a very colorful set of furniture here. Maybe the potty too before I go to live mode. So we will see if we are getting any sort of bags. I don't know. I hope not, but we will see. And maybe blue because I just love purple. So everything will be purple in my game from now on. Just kidding, but yeah. So we have that. Let's now see if we are getting any bugs. Uh, so he wants to have a baby, which is probably because I have the want slots, the want tree, so everyone can have any wants. And but that's cool because his wife is already pregnant, so we will be seeing her baby today. Yeah, very soon actually. I also accidentally painted this bouquet of flowers here, so it's yellow. Let's undo it. Done. So it's very easy to fix it even if you do something wrong. It's just the bleach was sort of difficult to get around, but the sampler method um, works for me perfectly. Let's potty train. Houston is his name. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I am very impressed. Now, it's not that you won't have to download any recolor, because if you want a pattern, a new pattern, you will still need to download a recolor. But if you only want to change the color from like white to purple or green or yellow or blue, it's very simple. And I'm sure you can manage other colors too. I'm just really bad at mixing them besides the purple, the green, which are to easy to understand. But I really love it because I was never a big fan of downloading just a recolor. I know there are great recolorists. We have Michelle who recolored like everything in vanilla game, but it's just very tedious to look for exactly the color you want, and maybe this won't give you exactly the color you want, but it will allow for some colors. That's for sure. And I guess another thing that doesn't really matter that much, because with RPC launcher you can just select to have three recolors, right? You can have three recolors with the RPC launcher. But if you don't have it for some reason, you can recolor objects for free with it, right? You just have to use this object. Oh, and I have a bot in the chat, so let me get rid of it really quick. I am sorry for that. Anyway, how are you today, guys? I hope you're great and you are also excited about this mod like I am, because I definitely am excited about it, and I am banning this mod, this bot. Thank you very much for the spam. And they don't have any food. They don't have anything to stock the fridge with. But I see that they bought an end table and a chair. They also bought some garden spots that they definitely have no space for. And they bought a lot of these sculptures. One of them they bought two of. So I just decided that that's the one they like the most because they couldn't get enough of it, even though I like the other ones more personally. Um, but yes, I will get rid of the other ones because they have no way of putting them anywhere in this small plot. But they need food, so I will have to send the husband Herb to a community lot to buy some because they do not have any food. And I am not sending Tara because she's pregnant and I don't want to send her anywhere. So they will go to the garden store, which is the green grocers. And also, what you have to keep in mind when you hover over the object in live mode, the object still has its original color. So you won't forget what the original color was. But that's like a known thing. Let's buy some groceries. But I am very excited about this mod. It seems to work with CC2, which is great. Alright, let's go back home. And I'm not sure if anyone is in the. I know Bobo was here and Simming for Life was here before too, but I'm not sure if anyone is actively in chat. And if you would like to have some prediction, because Tara is due in like 10 hours. So if you wanted to, okay, Bobo is listening. So we could have a little prediction. If you want, Bobo, don't feel obliged to gamble and predict. But if you wanted to predict, I can set up a very short prediction for the gender of the baby as usual. Let's do it just 5 minutes once. And also, if anyone wants to give me baby names, let me know. So the names are kind of random for this family. Originally, um, the mother's name was Tara Misu, uh, but she is now Tara Lisht, and he is a herbalist. Like herbalist is what I was going for, but it's not perfect. Their first baby is called Houston Lisht, so very random. I believe Bobo picked that one. So they had a boy already. I think Houston is a boy. So they had a boy already, and they will have another baby in 10 sim hours, in-game hours. But Herb needs to stock the fridge, and he can go to sleep. He's hungry again. I feel like he just ate, and he's hungry again. He's not the pregnant one here. So Tara can make herself a grandma's comfort soup because she's a family sim, so she can do that. And baby Houston is here playing with the toy. So this baby learned to talk and to walk, but the potty training is still an ongoing thing. Did the prediction end already? Jesus, the time flies. I Or did it not end yet? Let me see. We have time. Uh, you can learn mechanical, sure. So Dad Herb had a little nap, and now. Also, like yeah, like that's related to being able to recolor without actually spending money to recolor, which I know does not really matter because if you have the Lazy Dutch's RPC launcher, you can recolor without cost anyway if you want to. But it's really nice, I guess, in my view, for when you buy an object on a community lot. So obviously it has whatever recolor it had, usually default. So they bought this chair, but you can just use this object to change the color. I mean, the best thing is really that you can recolor objects which normally don't have recolors, I suppose. So let's make it blue, a little blue. As you can see, it recolors everything, not only the seat, but also the wood. So it's turning with these two, it's turning like very deep blue. So similar what happened to the fridge. And when you hover over it, it's still the regular brown color. Yeah. So I really like the idea of this mod. I really do. Obviously, we will have to see how it uh, performs in the future, but I am hopeful. because Sim Nopke is a great mod creator, and obviously it works. I mean, I have already seen that it works. It's just, the question of how many bugs it creates, if it creates any sorts of bugs like the colors disappearing or something. I'm just giving an example. I don't know if it has any bugs. Um, other than the known what it does. Annihilist. Okay, okay, that makes sense. Will he learn the potty? He did. Okay. So the only thing is to learn the nursery rhyme if he does. Uh, right now he only wants to interact with his dad. For some reason, his dad, even though he does not like his dad the most. But that's what he wants to do. We will put him to sleep, and we will put everyone to sleep because uh, Tara is going to be giving birth tonight at like 7 p.m. in the evening. So we need to be well rested for the birth. So far, the colors seem to be sticking. They seem to be fine. So for example, this object is normally not recolorable or doesn't have recolors or I don't have recolors of it. But I can dye it now. I can dye it, let's say, a little yellow. Oh, sorry. So it's definitely changing the color a bit. Can add a little pink and it's turning a little red. So like this yellow and pink give us red, which I actually really like red on this. The only questionable thing is that obviously the ground is also red now. But there are like different people dye flowers like um people dye flowers like blue, so let's pretend that like they are dyeing the flowers or something. So you can recolor objects which normally don't have recolors. And like you don't have to look for recolors for it or make your own or whatever you want to do. People dye dogs. Yeah, I think you're spelling it right here. I know the verb is annihilate. I don't think I have ever said the person. The verb is annihilate. Yeah, but the person is I don't know. Dictionary doesn't really find the person. There's annihilation and annihilate, but annihilist, annihilist. I'm sure there's nihilist. Uh, however you say it, nihilist. Not sure about annihilist. It's difficult. Yeah, yeah. I guess so. It's just when I like Googled it in a dictionary, it didn't really show me anything. But we can definitely do if it's a girl. So maybe if it's a girl, I mean Annie is a girl like Annie Hill. It's Annie Hill. Annie Hill list. or something. If it's a girl, something like that. I'm not sure if that makes sense. I mean, for it to be like the same as your suggestion, it's just I wanted to find maybe a name. But is there a name that sounds like Hill? I think that's only a surname. So we have to find her spouse who will have Hill in the surname or something. Just kidding. But I can call it Annie Hill. I will be forever confused by this name. But yeah. What do we do? Of course, we want to ask our daddy for attention because for some reason we only care about our dad right now. I do not understand, but yeah, we only care about our dad right now. And Tara is about to be giving birth in 1 hour. Uh, will you want to learn the nursery rhyme? I would prefer it if you wanted to learn it. Herb is gaining fame from playing with his toddler son because that makes sense. He wants to gain charisma, but they don't really have a way of doing that unless we learn the nursery rhyme a bit. Oh, he already learned it. Oh my god. Yeah, I never understood why Maxis didn't make it so toddlers go to the memory of learning the nursery rhyme. Only the people who teach them get the memory. I know someone made a fix or like memory, but I think it's a custom memory, so I'm always a bit reluctant about getting custom things like custom food, custom skin tone, custom memory because you have to make sure you want to have it in your game. But let's see this baby. So Tara doesn't have to be pregnant forever, walking around town pregnant. Do I have cutscene on? Yes. Hill. Yeah, we could do that too. Is this a name? Is Nye a name in any way? I'm just wondering. It doesn't have to be a name. Oh, okay, it's a boy. Bobo, did you vote that it was a boy? You probably did. Let me solve the prediction. Manage the prediction, and it was indeed a boy. And whoever voted said that it was a boy. I'm guessing it was Bobo. So it was a boy, and so not. Oh, right. Oh my God. Of course, Niles. Indeed. Yeah, Bobo. So you were lucky, and it was a boy, and we can call it Nile Nile Hill. Oh, Nile Hill. Nile 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 Hill. Nile Hill. Nile Hill. Jesus, this is a name. Nile Hill. Of course, you were just guessing. Uh, Nile Hill list. So it's a little am I a list? I don't know if I'll be able to pronounce this name, but I will do my best. Um, let's get rid of the extra slots because we no longer need them, so I will remove them. And Tara is having weird ones. I mean, they are not weird. They happen sometimes. She wants to play with everyone she knows. Like, she wants to play with her toddler, Houston, but she also wants to play with the business reviewer, so her best friend, and with her other friend, Anna, here. So, I guess she just wants to play with everyone. She's in a very playful mood, and she is a playful sim. So sure, she can play with everyone. And meanwhile, Herb wants to learn couples counseling, which can always be useful, you know. Uh, I wouldn't mind if you learned that. Alright, before we do anything, can you feed the baby? Yeah, so I think tomorrow one of them will go to the store. So they have a toy store, a baby store. I wanted to make it a toy store, but then I only got annoyed because um, they only had the bronze badge of toy making, I think, or not even the bronze one. But the customers kept wanting the higher level um, objects, and I think I sold the toy making station because they didn't have enough money. So, Herb, did you buy anything? You only bought this horse. That's all. That's everything. Alright. So let's cuddle Nihil. So Nihil has the lighter skin and Houston has the darker skin. So that's actually kind of perfect. You know, they don't look the same. They have the same eyes and hair, though, I think. So they look simple enough. Nihil. Nihilist. Nihilist. Um, yeah, Tara, you are disgusting. But don't worry about it. You just gave birth, so that's totally alright. Oh my god, I didn't plant the soil in these boxes. Let me see if they have anything that's plantable. They need the soil. Where is the soil? Is the soil here? Yes. They have only one crop. So it would be good if they could maybe dig and get some more seeds. I think Herb already tried to work on the skill before because this skill meter is already pretty high. So I think he wanted to do it a long time ago. I just didn't lock it in. So I think it's good enough to have him do that. And you can play with your toddler because you wanted to. That error is okay, by the way. It's for some reason this Great custom toys uh, error out when you stop using them. And Tara wants to get a job. No. Now we want to play with another random friend. Interesting. I know family sims sometimes want to. Like, it's not weird. It's just she wants to play with everyone. Everyone all the time. Not just play with one person, play with everyone. And I think I will soon run an ad, so it's running right now, not when I send them to the store. So sorry for that in advance. I will run an ad. So please have your break if if you do get the ad. I don't know if you will, but if you do, I'm sorry for the ad. I just need to run it, so I'm still forgetting to do it all the time, but now I remembered. But I really love it. Like, it's not perfect. You can clearly see this chair is like just blue, but you can imagine it's blue and black, maybe. Maybe if I were better at blending these colors, this would look better. Interesting. I wonder, can you like color food? This will be like totally dumb idea. You probably shouldn't be doing that. But let's say I want to dye this food so it looks pink, which makes no sense. But can you do it? I think it does it. Yeah. Jesus, it's pink grandma's comfort soap. Nobody said it would look good. I just wanted to check. And now it's red. It's red soup. But when you actually eat it, I think the mm, the single servings will not be red. I think they will be regular color. I already tried coloring cow plant, by the way, and the milk you get from the cow plant is uh, just regular white. It doesn't change color to like pink or green. Yep. So the single serving is unaffected. It's only the object you recolor that's affected in any way. It's still very funny. So let's get some a bottle for Houston because he's well, maybe not dying of hunger, but he is not appreciating being left alone. Especially that he just got a younger sibling and he must feel like his parents don't care about him anymore. But it's not true. It's not true. He will get his bottle. I feel like Herb is learning the skill very quickly. Am I imagining things? I thought it took them longer to learn the life skills. He was only at in the middle a couple hours ago. Maybe it's just because he's platinum. Just seems to be learning it really fast. It's not autumn or anything. He wants to learn how to make grandma's comfort soup. So, Bobo, how would you interpret this wand, by the way? Like, if a sim, I know it doesn't really matter, but if a sim who is not family sim, right? Because he's not a family sim, he's a knowledge sim, and as we all know, only no, only family sims like Tara can learn the grandma's comfort soup. So, if a sim who is not a family sim wants to learn how to make grandma's comfort soup, uh, would you um would you make this sim into a secondary family sim so he could cook the grandma's comfort soup? I know it doesn't really matter at all, but just wondering what you would do. I don't think I have a mod that makes skilling faster. He's rolling that because Tara just made a comfort soup, I think, and he just ate it. So that's why. They often roll the ones to learn how to make a meal. It is related to cuisine enthusiasm, which he has 1 point because he sometimes cooks and eats. He doesn't roll other family ones. No, I think this is normal because he ate it. It's like when you go to a restaurant, you, let's say, eat hamburger in the restaurant, and your sim wants to learn how to make hamburger, even though he has like zero cooking skill point and he needs like 5 for the hamburger. You would ignore it? Well, okay, I will ignore it though. His other ones are sort of dumb. Um, but anyway, I will ignore it for now. Uh, oh my god. Baby Naya Hillish is crying and waking up his mom because, of course. Did you change the diaper or not? What are you doing? I guess you didn't have enough space, so you moved away. So this was probably their last baby, even though she's a family sim, so she might have want to have more. But she is only 8 days. They both are 8 days from becoming elders, and looks like Herb had a fear of changing diapers because he is extremely sloppy. Even though he's an knowledge sim, but he had a fear of doing that. So. And now he doesn't want to make Grandma's comfort soup anymore. He wants to join the dance career because he's very much interested in music now. Because he has this went through hobby and he has 5 points in it. Oh, we have 2 babies now and we have only one crib. Do you know what it means? They should buy a crib. Oh my god. Let's put Houston here for a second and we will go to baby store at 2 a.m. at night because it makes sense in my game. Don't question it. My stores are 20-hour My stores are open 24/7. What am I saying? They are the baby store owners. Why did I even think about going to the store? They can just buy whatever crib they want. Oh my god. What is this? Let's get this crib. Um, I want the white one so I can see how it dies. Do they have anything downstairs? Not really. It will soon be Houston's room. I think this will be the baby room because Bobo taught me that basements are for kids. So I'm also doing that in my game. I should make zombie townies. I'm not sure if they would make sense in here. So we want to make it a little below. Not this much. See, I love it. It's an ingenious mod. So good. Oh, they also have this, right, because I think at one point uh, Herb wanted to become a journalist, and I didn't want him to be a journalist, but I was open to him like writing books, but in the end, he never did it, I think, because he didn't have time. But I really like this color, for example, so you can make this color for your crib, which I think is very nice. You just have to play with it a bit. Um, so far, I haven't noticed any bugs. I don't know if I'm lucky or if there are no bugs with this mod, really. Every Canadian family throws their kids into the basement. I don't think I have ever heard about it happening here where I live. But maybe in some parts it's the thing. So I will send, think I will send Tara to her store. It is really her store. It is her store, first of all, because she is a tinkerer. She has tinkering hobby. But like three Sims in this town started with tinkering. So it's nothing special. A lot of Sims like tinkering. Hello, Nora Camden.
Nora_Camden69 just followed.
Thank you for the follow. Do you play The Sims 2? Do you play The Sims 2 or Sims game in general? I would be interested to know because otherwise, how would you find me? Thank you for the follow. I think I said already. So Herb might want to eat a bit. And we will send Tara to her store. And how are you, Nora Camden? So also, I am also interested actually. If I change a color of an object which is on sale, oh, I cannot. So this object is not buyable on community lots. Give me a second. I will send Tara back home for a second. Buy this object. Put it in her inventory. Can we put it in inventory? Yes, we can. So it is not community enabled. That's why I am coming back home to get it and then go to community lots. And now I will try to color one of the objects which are on sale. And I want to see if I manage to do it. If whoever buys this object will see this version that's colored or not. Okay, Tara, can you open the store? That's too much. But I'm just testing, okay, so okay, it's like this. Maybe you don't have to hover over live mode. Maybe you just have to wait with it. And I was like I was being very hasty with it at first. So I came to a wrong conclusion about it. Because you clearly don't have to uh, hover over live mode. You only have to wait a bit. Oh my god, it took the window. It painted the window. I painted it accidentally. Now we have one window, well, two windows which are blue now. That is so funny. Um, and the window gets painted too. Well, the store looks different now. It has blue windows on one side and pink ones on the other side. Sorry, it tells me that I'm reconnecting to chat. Is there some problem with my stream? I am sorry if Nora, the new person who followed me, can't see the chat or something. It seems like I have some problem with the chat room. I hope it's okay on your end. But anyway, let's go through this day of work. Let's see who comes by, and I will visit the person who buys something, and I will see uh, if the thing they got is in the new color or not. See, they're still asking about this toy because I was doing toy making at first. But they don't do toy making anymore, yet the customers are still asking about this object. That was never on sale, by the way, because it was way too high level for them to craft. And I feel like restarting this business because of it. So the teacher bought something, Cherry, and Drew bought something. This is Townie. Oh no, I cancelled it. Oh no, I cancelled it. I think I have to close. I'll have to close. I'll have to close. Not to lose any more stars. Oh, Blue Moon came, a child. You are not supposed to be coming here anymore. The business closed. So someone bought a pot teacher, but I don't think I recolored that one. I think I recolored the diapers. So whoever bought the diapers, I seem to be having problems with the chat. I seem to be having problems with Twitch altogether. On my phone, I can't access the chat at all. Oh, Bobo, you get the same message sometimes? Well, I wonder if it's just a temporary problem or if there is a problem with my stream. Might have to end soon because of this, but anyway, I wanted to test if whoever bought the diapers got the new color, and yes! They actually got the new color. Look at that. So they bought um, a pink diapers in the store, and it's pink. So the mod works even when you buy something in someone else's business, it stays the same in the inventory. That is so cool. This one also. This was also poorly dyed by me, and it's another color. So the mod works great in my view. If even the you can see the original color when you hover over. So uh, yeah, it seems to be working great. The original color here was like red, gold. Now it's poorly dyed cyan, and this one was white, and now it's pink. I am really impressed, guys. If you have not grabbed this mod yet, or if you're not testing it yet, I recommend